This is NDTV. And you're watching NDTV Hindu.
A cold-blooded murder of a high school student sends shivers down Neelangarai. The alleged killer father is absconding after burying him. Another father mercilessly murders his two little girls. No money to sustain their lives forces him to take the step. The attendance roster at the Chennai Sangamam inaugural concluded and includes Kannimuri, but Adagiri was absent and wears best friend A. Raja. The fence sitter in the state has declared the numbers. Dr. Raya says they want 50 seats for the PMK, whichever party they align with. The train journey turned out to be a parched trip for the passengers of the West Coast Express without even a single drop of water.
Boarded into the train. I haven't found a single drop of water, and none of the attendants have even bothered to do anything about it.
Worrying our leaders within the assembly walls and the Aam Aadmi, the price of the onions and tomatoes is enough to raise blood pressure levels. And the Supreme Court's tough talks yields results in reducing the number of participants in Jallikattu, but saving the bull itself is in question. Improvising and reinventing art is the way forward this Margari season. Hello and welcome to the news tonight. As the city is decked in the colour and celebrations of the Chennai Sangamam, two homes in the state are grieving the death of their children. In one case, two little girls who were just playing by their home. The other, a boy who is ready to enter the dreamy years of college life. Two cold-blooded murders that share something in common. In both cases, the alleged killers, their own fathers. If the commissioner of the city was only getting over the dipping rates of crime in the last 1 year, well, this year has certainly not started on a great note. We'll bring you these stories in just a moment, but before that, a quick look at the national stories as well. Manufacturing numbers pull down industrial growth figures to 2.7%. Pranab Babu admits inflation is the culprit. As Sharad Pawar meets Pranab Mukherjee, the NCP hits back at Junior Gandhi for blaming high prices on coalition compulsions. Onion traders in the capital call off their strike after talks with the Chief Minister. Open market prices still between 60 and 75 rupees. NDTV learns that the Defence Ministry will now reject outright trivial requests from states for army deployment. And Tendulkar returns to one-day cricket after 11 months. His last match against the same opponents saw him score the first 200. Well, it's been a day of shocking news of murders of children allegedly by their own kin. In both cases today, it were their own fathers. A college student's first, Dilip Kumar, was found buried by his own father in the Neelangarai area. According to the police in the region, the decomposed body was unearthed and has been sent to Roypeta for a post-mortem. 3 special police teams have been formed to nab the father, who is currently absconding. And joining us with more details over the phone line is our crime reporter Salim, who's been tracking that story very closely. Salim, give us some more details on how really the police found out that it was the father in this case who'd killed the boy.
Evelyn, basically the police have registered a case of death under suspicious circumstances. The boy was living with his family in Nainar Kuppam near Uthandi. The police say that his father was a drunkard and used to create ruckus very often, which made Dilip Kumar to slip into the neighbor's house along with his family very often. Neighbors this evening were shocked to see Dilip buried under the sand when they started digging the ground. And they did so because the dog that was in the locality was digging into the mud, and that's when a part of Dilip's leg was found, following which the neighbor who were shocked started digging the ground further, following the foul smell. The police was alerted. Meanwhile, the father is on the run. All the fishermen living in the area were alerted. 3 special police teams have been formed in search to nab the accused as soon as possible. Evelyn?
Right. Thanks very much indeed, Salim, for joining us with that input and those details into that case. Now, Vellore District 2 shared the setting of a shocking story of a gruesome murder of 2 little girls by their own father. Initially, a case of missing was registered with the police of suspicion and of kidnap and murder doing the rounds. But in a few hours from then, The killer father couldn't hold on to his crime anymore as he came out with the truth in a confession. The girls were only 2 and 3 years old and were last seen playing right across the government hospital in the city. The next that the villagers saw were the 2 bodies floating in a nearby well. The police are trying to ascertain how the girls died through a post-mortem. We do know now that the man had allegedly killed the children because he had no means to take care of the girls and so committed the crime. Now, the Chennai Sangamam, the salute to traditional folk art, kicked off from the island grounds today. The grand cultural extravaganza kicked off with the sights, sounds and colours that is so very rural Tamil Nadu. Hundreds of artists danced, sang and ad-libbed even as the Chief Minister M. Karunanidhi watched fondly. He later said that he was pleased that every street and corner and park as well in Chennai would resound the beat of Tara, Tambatam and other ancient instruments. Karunanidhi also made special mention of beleaguered Tamil Mayam head Father Jagat Gaspar, saying, "My thanks to my friends Jagat Gaspar." The grand cultural extravaganza coinciding with Pongal, the harvest festival, will of course move to various venues over the next 6 days.
Like we told you during the press meet, that this is a people's festival and it's a festival of artists. I think it's never going to be let down by the people of Chennai or Tamil Nadu. And Sangam started really beautifully and it's a splendid start. And thank all of you all also.
Unlike the previous years, this has been the challenges after the raid, especially there has been.
We'll celebrate the challenges also.
Madam, all those has it made it all the more determined on your part to make it a huge success this time?
It's always been a success, and challenges don't make something a success. It's the people's support which makes it a success.
Anything new in this year?
Yeah, this year you have done.
This year, anything new?
Yeah, we're bringing. Because we've never had it in a real traditional format. So we're having it through the night for Sangamam this year.
So, you are only concentrating.
Well, the lead role, of course, of the event went to Father Jagat Gaspar, who addressed the event right from the beginning and even introduced Kanimori to the stage. Here's what he had to say to the press persons.
Mics down. Mics down. Okay, we're starting.
Yeah. Was that a difficult moment when the coach said there can't be any official tie-up with Tamil Mayam, and how did you overcome that, and how was it now when you see this?
There was no direction to that extent. The order was very clear that Tamil Mayam will continue to be associated with Chennai Sangamam in planning the logistics and its execution. Only thing, since there was a question about the public funds, that the government advertisements will not carry the logo of Tamil Mayam, but it didn't bar Tamil Mayam from doing whatever promotions it wanted to do.
And that will have no impact on the year's edition at all?
Definitely, I think it's going to rock. It's people's festival. I mean, it has nothing to do with other things. I mean, it's all about reviving the intangible cultural assets of our country and also bringing people together as a community in a city like Chennai. 4 years it was successful. 5th year, it's going to be more successful despite the challenges.
So last.
Well, both of them sporting quite a sportive demeanour there while being asked those questions. Let's just go across to our reporter Shabir Ahmed, who's been at that event ever since the inauguration. Shabir, first off, what do you really make of the speech coming from the Chief Minister today? To us here, it seemed like Karunanidhi was pretty much guarded in what he said and didn't really let out too much for the political watchers.
It was expected that Chief Minister M. Karunanidhi will be addressed something on the ongoing controversies relating to Tamil Mayam and Chennai Sangamam, but in fact he was very guarded, and also Kanimoli was also guarded at the same point of time. But Father Jagat Gaspar did mention that there were some kind of difficulties in actually organizing this show, but he said that the help that Chief Minister M. Karunanidhi did by donating 1 crore rupees from his own funds. That perhaps helped Chennai Sangamam at the right time to actually go ahead and conduct this show and the inaugural session. And today it took off with much funfare. But Father Jagat Kaspar's morale was not as same as it was last year, because last year he was more enthusiastic than what he was today. But Father did admit that there was some kind of problem, there was some kind of problem for Tamil Mayam in actually approaching sponsors, because this time it appears that they did not get too many sponsors for Chennai Sangamam. So that is a clear indication that the raid that was conducted at Tamil Mayam, Father Jagat Kaspar's office, did have some kind of impact on Chennai Sangamam, though they said that it will not have any kind of adverse impact, but there was some kind of trouble for them in approaching sponsors, but they did not get sponsors at the right time. That is what we have been told by some of our sources. But at the same point of time, both Kanimoli and Father Jagat Kaspar, they were putting up a brave face by saying that finally they had launched Chennai Sangamam as they were planning, and the 2G spectrum scam raids that were conducted in Tamil Mayam did not stop them from going ahead and doing and holding this Chennai's very own extravaganza.
Right. Thanks very much indeed, Shabir, for joining us with those details. Well, while all is well seems to be on the surface, clearly it could have been the morale of the NGO Tamil Mayam itself that could have taken that beating. Well, up on the other side coming your way, we track the sob story of the passengers who were on a dry run of the West Coast Express. That's when we come back.